Hey peeps, how we doing? I think I'm a couple of minutes early today, makes a change, doesn't it? So today we're going to talk about Marley, okay? So getting that really good leg lock. We've already looked at glute exercises. I told you, glutes are, if you're not doing glute exercises, you're missing out, okay? You're stopping yourself developing in pole. So get on and do those glute exercises, because with Marley, we will be needing to squeeze the butt to thrust the hips forwards. So hip bridges would be a good one for this one. Anyway, so I'm just literally talking until some people come and join us. So hopefully they will be here soon. Please let me know where you are in the world. And please, so thank you so much to everybody who is joining us, who is liking the stuff, which is fantastic. Can you do me a favor? Can you do me a really big favor? Is share the videos, okay? So not as many people are sharing, and we want to try, for this mission to work, okay, we need to reach as many people as possible. So if you're watching this video right now or on the replay, share this video right now before you do anything else, and then let me know that you shared it for me. Would you do that? Pretty please? Brilliant. Okay, so who else is here? Okay, so we've got a few of you here, which is fantastic. So at least we know that Marley is the one, right? Marley is the one. And how's this board come along? Oh, we've got Kelly. Kelly has gone straight on to UPP. So well done, Kel, for coming to join us. Super excited to see you progress and how you find the program. So yeah, really awesome. So we're getting there, guys. We're getting there, guys. I just need your help a little bit more. So let's talk about Marley then. So leg hooks, squeezing that ass, extending, arching, all that goodness. So with everything, you know what I'm like, I talk about progression, okay? I talk about progression a lot because it will keep you safe and it will give you the skills that you need to get up to whatever you're doing. So there are obviously there's a progression that you need to lead up to Marley. So for example, you will need to you need to be able to start with a side pose, and then if you can do side pose, we're doing a bracket side pose. Side climbing would be another great one to be able to do, shooting star, and those are the three main ones. And then you can obviously work on inverts, hooking your outside leg to get into position. So those are the kind of moves that I would expect you to know before attempting Marley, because it's going to give you the strength to be able to do this move. It doesn't mean that you wouldn't be able to do this move without it, but for you to progress safely and do this well without too much of a struggle, definitely work in a progressional order. If you don't know how, come and join the program. But if you know how, figure it out, write it down. So when you do your workout, you know exactly how to reach your goals. Does that make sense? So I don't mind how you do it. Just, figure it out if you're not following a program. If not, we're here to help. So let's have a look at the little different steps. Okay? Can you see this okay? Let me just tilt you down a bit. Okay, just about. Alrighty. So for Marley, we need to make sure we've got a really good leg lock. And like I said, the first step is to get your side pose. Side pose is essential, because without a side pose, you're never going to get it, okay? So side pose is a beginner move. It's in our beginner foundation level. This is a side pose. Okay, this is called the basic side pose. That's going to be number one. So if you're like, oh, I really want to be able to do Marley one day, but you can't do that, that is going to be your first goal, okay? I'm not going to break down too much of side pose right now. If you want that help, I can always do a separate video, or come and join the program, follow the structured lessons, and it will be in there for you, all broken down in a level. That's the first one, okay? Once you've got that, there's another version where we take the hand below, but then we're going to go into a bracket, okay? So bracket grip Marley looks like this. Not Marley, side pose, sorry. Okay, so you need to master that one as well. It's really important with that particular move that the hand is quite low. You never want your hand next to your hip. It's going to cause too much pressure through your wrist and maybe through your elbow. You're not going to feel supported with it. You're going to feel really wobbly. So whenever you're doing a side pose, just make sure the hand slides down even lower, so it's way past the hip, and your index finger pointing down, okay? That's going to help you lows. Anytime we're doing like bracket grip, inverted moves that will require bracket grip, okay? You want that index pointing down, it just stabilizes the wrist. Literally, if that's the only thing you take from this video, do that, okay? It will make things so much easier. I always find sometimes if I start to spin off, it's because I haven't got the index finger pointing down. So the minute I do that, got the stability, fantastic, okay? Now, once you have got that and you feel comfortable with that, it's a case of getting higher, okay? So for a Marley, because we're getting into that kind of side pose, but we're leaning away from the pole and we're slightly at a decline, we need the height. This is where side climbing is going to come into play, you know, for your beginner levels to be able to get the height. And then obviously when you're intermediate, you can obviously do an invert, okay? But we need to get the height now. So I want you to practice your side climb, getting into your side poses, okay? So once you've got that, and all this practice into side pose is going to develop your hamstring strength. So that is like the back of your thigh muscles here, and that's what you need to be strong to keep the leg locked. So this is why progression is really important, because if you just skip all these little steps, you're not going to give your body a chance to develop that hamstring strength to be able to hold you. So practicing your side pose, and then let's practice side climb into side pose. So again, if you need the side pose, the climbing tutorials, they're in the program as well. You can come and check them out to help you. Okay, so you would go through like our beginner levels. So side climb. Now we've got the height, okay? So now we're back into a basic side pose. Then I'm going to bring my hand down, so I'm in my bracket pose. And I'm really thinking about squeezing that heel towards my butt and pointing the toes down. And I'm actively bringing that bottom leg in to keep the thigh down. Now can you see how much of a gap where my hand is to my hip? It's not up here, okay? If your shoulder's up here, not good position, this is actually causing quite a bit of discomfort through my elbow, okay? And it's no good if you've got hyperextension. So move that hand, slide it down the pole. Make sure your index finger is pointing down, push nice and tall, okay? Lift the chest, squeeze, squeeze, squeeze with that hook leg, then see if you feel comfortable about releasing this hand. This all needs to feel good, and you need to feel comfortable with this first before attempting Marley, okay? Always crunch up to come down, so power up, walking those hands up. It's gonna help build your strength as well, yeah? Okay, so we've covered a couple of steps so far. Side pose, side climb into side pose in that bracket grip. Your next step is to work on your shooting star. So it's very much like a side pose, except for instead of folding forwards, we're extending out. And this is a really great prep for your Marley because it makes you thrust the hips forwards. And this is the area that most people struggle with or don't do well. And then, you know, that's why they can't get it, or they struggle, or they just don't feel safe in this move. So this, if you haven't mastered shooting star, master shooting star, okay? If you're a UPP member, come and join the coaching. I will check it out for you. I will give you the guidance. We'll do it live together. So side climb, into your side pose, then we're going to go shooting star. So I'm going to show you what that is. Side pose, shooting star, okay? So it's not a huge movement. It is a huge movement when you're doing it. Doesn't look like much, but it is, okay? It's a big deal because we're folding forwards initially and the butt is back for your side pose, where this, you would imagine, okay, I'm going to give you this little thing that I tell my members. Imagine I'm there and I'm about to poke my finger up your arse. I've got my windows open, I hope my neighbours don't hear me. I'm about to stick my finger up your butt. What's the first thing you do? No, you're not. Okay? That is what I want you to be doing when you're going into a shooting star. So you're in that side pose. I'm coming along with my finger. And you're going to, nope. Okay? If we can get that, you're going to be perfect. Okay? So you just want to squeeze the butt throughout this whole move. If you're sticking your butt back, you can't squeeze your butt and stick your butt back. Okay? So squeeze, thrust the hips forwards. So let's go through that, okay? So the contact point as well will be the top of the thigh. So make sure if you're using a metal finish pole, I've got a grippy pole, hence why I'm wearing my leggings. But if you're using a metal finish pole, get your shorts out of the way, get some skin grip there, okay? And obviously make sure you've got a really good inside leg lock. That's the most important thing. And that bottom hand slides low, okay? Don't get that shoulder up. So, side climb, side pose. Let's talk about getting into shooting star. Okay, so once you're in this position, I'm going to start to slide that bottom hand even lower, and it's going to allow me to take my top hand off. Okay, now I feel quite secure. Now what I'm going to do, my trusty fingers going up my bum. So I'm going to squeeze my butt, okay, and I'm going to push the hips forwards. This leg is going back, but I'm pushing the thigh in. It's almost like I'm doing an arch. So squeeze, 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 squeeze. Okay? You have to make sure this leg stays locked. Really squeeze. So this is the first bit you need to master before going into your Marley. Because if you try and let go without thrusting the hips forwards, you're going to feel, woo, like you're going to come down. Okay? That's going to be my biggest tip to you. I can't see any comments, guys. Oh, can I? No. So I'm sorry if you are talking to me. I don't know why, sometimes it does. Yesterday it was fine and now today it's not. So if you are asking questions, don't worry, I'll come back after and then I will answer them for you after the live. Does this make sense so far? So squeezing that butt, pushing the hips. What I might do actually is show you from a different angle. Won't look as good, but you'll get the idea of my positioning, of like how straight or how arched I am, not height, okay? Can you see that? Okay, this is side pose, this is shooting star. Yeah, makes sense? Now for me, obviously you can reach back up, so stick your butt back and grab onto the pole. If you're comfortable, I like to cup grip it, then I bring the bottom leg in, unhook, squeeze, 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 and then step back down, okay? Okay, but you'll learn that as well as you go through the program if it's something you want to do with us. If not, give it a go, give it good practice. Always do both sides. So, once you have that position, we're going to bend the bottom leg. So now let's get into Marley. So once you've mastered that, and please make sure you've mastered that first before doing Marley, you're going to take that bottom leg, you're going to bend it, and you're going to take that bottom ankle above the top hook leg. Because the more we can get the weight over the top leg, the more this leg stays locked, okay? Safer for you. So, we need to hook, still stay arched. Then what I want you to do is imagine that you're trying to arch yourself even further back, okay? Try and lift, okay? So if you think about doing one of the floor exercises that we do, like I don't know if you do these in the warm-up, but we do. So you can be here, with your arms down to your side, and you're trying to lift the chest as high as you can. Squeeze them, squeezing my butt, pushing hips down, lifting the chest, okay? So that is the position you want to go for when we're transitioning from that shooting star to Marley, okay? So, arching, crossing the ankles, so I'll show you, and then think about arching a bit more, lifting the chest. You can work on your obliques as well, can crunch to the side. Right now, all I want us to focus on is us to be able to release that hand without feeling like you have to bump it off, because that is something I see quite often. And if you're bumping off, generally it's because you haven't got your hips thrusting forwards and you haven't got the right positioning, okay? So let me just tilt you back up again. Okay. Can you see? Yeah, just about. Okay, so shooting star, bend, okay? I'm crossing my ankles, I'm still pushing the hips forwards. Squeeze, 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 okay? Then as I'm arching back even more, I'm keeping squeezing with this hook leg. Push, 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 push. And then you're going to try and push even more, okay? And you can see I'm leaning back even more, so hence why I'm coming out of position. But the more we can push this thigh in, the more you're going to be able to slide the bottom hand down and it should naturally come off the pole, okay? I'm going to show you from a different angle. So, okay, cross. I'm about to poke you up your bum. Squeeze for all your life, okay? Push, 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 push. Slide, slide, slide. It will naturally come off if you're thrusting. Out. Then you can crunch up to the side if you want to. Just get used to taking that hand off without doing this. Oh no, I can't. Oh, I can't, because you're not thrusting. Thrust. Arch, and slide the hand further down if you need to, and then you'll feel the grip even more to release. Okay? Does that make sense? You can move the hand quite high to push, stick the butt back, and then you can grab above, and then we can go back into the side pose. Does this make sense? Does this help? Please let me know if this helps you guys. So obviously that's like your level up, if you like, your tricks to level up by, but you can also work on glute strength. We had a look at glute strength in day one. Go and check out that video if you haven't already. Hamstring strength is another one, okay? So obviously you'll build your hamstring strength up just doing the moves, but if you want to work on if you want to do moves like on the floor, that's not pole tricks, you can use resistor bands, you can use weights. So for example, here's a resistance band, let's use this one. I am going to wrap this around the body, you can see, okay? Don't know if I've got enough room, but we'll see what happens. Okay, so basically, I'm going to tie this around the pole. Awesome, okay. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my foot into that loop, okay? I'm going to come and lay down on the floor. I'm going to squeeze my hips into the floor, and I'm going to try and bring that heel towards my butt. Now that's tricky, but you're going to feel your hamstrings, okay? So from here, squeeze, bring the heel up. So as you can see, I don't know if you can see that, but I've got the band just wrapped around my ankle, which is wrapped around the pole. So from here, squeeze, heel, up to your butt, hold for a couple of seconds, and then release. Squeeze and release. And if you've never done this before, please try it, because it's so much harder than it looks. And you are trying to kick your butt. You are trying to touch your butt, okay, with that heel. And of course, do both sides. You can also do that with like a dumbbell, a very similar thing. Here we go. Depends if you have weights. Most people don't always have weights because they're super expensive, and if you don't, do a lot of off the pose training, you might not have it. But resistance bands are quite cheap to get and quite very, very versatile. So same thing, but I'm going to place my feet either side of the dumbbell. So I'm going to lay on my front, place the feet either side, like so, squeezing the butt, pushing the hips down, and then I'm going to bring my heels towards my butt. I do find the resistance band is a lot more effective, because obviously you would need quite a heavy dumbbell to actually feel the same resistance that this gives you. So actually I do prefer the resistance band for that. Does that make sense? Does that help? So I give you a couple of exercises to work on. But yeah, as always, work in a progressional order. It will keep you safer. You will progress quicker, I promise you. If you do have any questions, just let me know. Hopefully this helps. Remember, please share, guys, please share. And if you want to come join us, I know I've got a couple of you booked in for some calls to make sure, to see if we can help you with the program. Make sure it's right for you, because the program is not for everyone, okay? So if you want us to, have a chat, we can do that. I think I've got 2 of you in tomorrow, actually, which is quite nice. I'm looking forward to that. Yeah, anyway, hope this helps. I will catch up on some comments. I'm hoping somebody's commented because I can't see anything. Anyway, have a wonderful day. And guess what? I'll see you tomorrow.